But I think it's already so good, and it already has so much potential. I think these developers will actually meet the potential of this game. Hey everyone! So on the off chance that Chapter 2 does release in quote-unquote the coming months, I think it would be fitting to go in, start a brand new survival world, and we can just kind of wait for Chapter 2 together, you know, make it a little more exciting. So we're going to go in here, and we're going to start a new world. I think we're going to name it In the Coming Months. And click new game. Oh, and not use quotations because it doesn't work. If everything goes to plan, the ideal outcome of this would be that we're like 3 episodes in, if we do like weekly somethings, and then all of a sudden Chapter 2 releases on the spot, out of nowhere, and it's just like out. That'd be ideal. But I don't think that's going to happen, so we may be playing for a while. It's been a while since I've, like, played this game. I say that, but, like, so I used to play daily, basically. Back when I was in high school, I would get off of school at the end of the day, and I would come home and I would, like, just boot up this game and play it. But as of the last few years, my playtime has gone dramatically downhill. Right, not only just because waiting for Chapter 2, but also just, I guess, life-related things, you know? And so, yeah, I haven't really been playing much, but in the last couple of, I guess, just days, in the last, like, week, it just occurred to me that I kind of miss playing this game, and I think it would be fun to, like, play this game. I don't know what I'm saying, okay? And this is going to be the first video on this channel again. Fun fact, used to make videos a lot, actually. I had probably, like, we'll give it a good, like, I don't know, 50, maybe 60 videos that I uploaded years ago when my voice was high-pitched and I was honestly just annoying. So hopefully I'm a little less annoying now. But all those videos are unlisted now, so don't worry. They can't hurt you anymore. They can't hurt me either. So we're back here. This is going to be the first video on the channel. Hopefully first video of a journey waiting for Chapter 2. Not really much to talk about here about the beginning, because it's all the same as it's been for the last 6 years. Thank you, Axelhot. And I don't know. I've been waiting for Chapter 2 forever, man. I've been, a little back history, I've been following this game since it released in 2016. How old was I? That was, what, 10 years ago? So I was 10 years old? I'm 20 now, so I'm sure the timeline's a little off. Maybe I've been following since 2017 instead. But, yeah, so I played when it was just creative mode, nothing else, and it used to get so laggy that I would get headaches, and I wouldn't be able to play a lot. Did I get this bucket? Yeah. I wouldn't be able to play for very long periods of time because I would build something. It would get incredibly laggy, and then my head would hurt immediately afterwards. But they then, in 2020... May 7th of 2020, I remember it like it was yesterday, they released Chapter 2, which is Survival. No, we're not in Chapter 2 yet. And right around that time, I got, like, extra into this game. You know, and that's great. And I remember back then, like, they were already teasing Chapter 2 stuff. Survival mode isn't actually everything that they teased in the dev blogs leading up to it. Fun fact, there are things that were in the dev logs that didn't end up in survival. Do I need anything other than the radio? No, not yet. I'll come back and pick stuff up. But I always end up grabbing everything, and then I have no room for stuff on my way to the mechanic station. survival released, and I made a world with my brother. I made a world with my friends, a world by myself, a world for the YouTube channel that I used to have. It's the same channel, just that I used to actually upload videos on. And I played for hours. I now have probably like 1,100 hours, which isn't that much, but I mean, for this little like $20 indie game, I would say that's probably quite a bit. And I love this game to death, man. This game is so much fun. For all of its quirks, like, the real only issue I have with this game is that the devs never talk about it. Honestly. Like, even as it stands now in early access, after 10 years, not fully completed, it's still a fun game. It gets old because there's not really, like, objectives. So you just kind of are thrown into this world and have to survive. Like, after we find the mechanic station and boot it up, the objectives on the right side of the screen are gonna go away. You're just not gonna have anything anymore. And so it gets a little stale. You got to kind of keep yourself going. But I don't think that should be that big of a deal. Because, like, and I mean, I'm about to talk about Minecraft, and Minecraft doesn't have objectives. But Minecraft does have more content than this game. You know, in this game, the gameplay loop becomes really simple, right? There's like a couple core loops, but mainly you're going to be like, I want to build something. And then you're going to get in your explorer that you made, and you're going to drive across the map to these ruins that we have, and you're going to kill haybots, loot chests, and drive back to your base, and then you're going to build what you want to build. And that becomes the core gameplay loop for the rest of time, you know? And so I can see how it would get old. You kind of have to self-regulate a little bit, keep yourself entertained. But the goal here, like, the idea... So, I don't know if this world is gonna last into Chapter 2, right? It will last until Chapter 2. It'll get us there, I think. But I am of the belief that existing survival worlds won't be able to be used in Chapter 2. I know they have said that, actually. There is a dev blog, I don't remember which one, where they said existing worlds like this would be able to be ported to Chapter 2. The thing with that is, and like, I can see how that would be something that would work in like an infinite terrain generating world, but this isn't that. It is randomly generated, but it all is generated now. So the entire world as it stands in this moment has already been generated. So when Chapter 2 does release, unless the world becomes infinite or gets regenerated, you're not going to have anything new. You're not going to have the new quest buildings, or the quests wouldn't even work from the beginning at that point. Like, I don't understand how that would work. So I think that's not going to end up happening, and they're just going to pretend like they never said that. Which is fine. Like, that's what I would expect. I mean, the update's been in development for like 6 years, so I wouldn't expect after 6 years to just boot up a survival world that I made in 2020 and then play on it in Chapter 2 with all the Chapters 2 stuff working. I understand how the story would even work. Because right now in the files, in the game files, there are existing voice lines called like VO_Straggler or something, and there's like 11 of them, and it's just this dude, like, he like crash landed here, and he goes to a warehouse and he sees the bots and tries to get away and stuff, and there's like helicopters in the sky and stuff like that. And so I would imagine that the game has some sort of intro, or maybe you pick up these voice lines along the way as you're going through the story. And I just don't see how that would work in an existing world, because all of this already exists. Honestly, a big part of me hopes that the world does become at least larger. Like, I know that the world is big, right? Compared to creative mode especially, the world is much larger. And actually vastly different from creative mode. but it could be bigger. Like you can explore the whole world very easily. It's not that large. And a lot of it, the terrain is kind of messy, so you have weird like vertical cliffs where the road just drives up the side of a cliff for no reason. It's a small warehouse. I don't think I've seen a 2-story warehouse in like forever. We're gonna have to raid that first. I haven't raided a warehouse in this game probably since 2020. Honestly. Because I used to play frequently, but that doesn't mean that I would raid the warehouses, you know? You know what I mean? I would like build bases and stuff, which maybe that's part of why I lost interest for a little while there. Here's our mechanic station. This is actually a pretty nice generation. Yes, I think. I don't know. It is right next to that river, which is cool. River? Is that a river? Is that what we're calling that? Holy. Pretty sure that's an ocean. I think we have... Do we have confirmation that this is Earth? Yeah, right? I thought we did for some reason. I guess not. Huh. I don't know, after years of playing this game, you kind of realize how it would have benefited from a little bit of randomization. Like, if this Haybot spawned, or, like, had the chance to spawn... Yeah. If this Haybot had the chance to spawn in 1, 2, or 3, even that little bit more would, like, be helpful. But it just always spawns in number 2. Just stuff like that. I based down here once. That was cool. I have like a farm right here, and I love making farm alarms. You're going to probably see it in the series. I love making obnoxious alarms for my farms when it's raiding time. And then, yeah, I had a base in there. That's pretty cool. Kind of stupid, honestly. Never will do that again. I thought I saw something right there. Oh, there's an Ember Forest right there. Epic. I forget you can't sleep in this game. You have to just survive through the night. Alright, cool. See? So that was the end of the objectives. The entire game, at this point, has been completed. And we're what? 14 minutes in this recording? So, there's that. We'll make a connect tool. And I think we're gonna go looting. Probably. Core gameplay loop, y'all. Let's go looting. Why don't I have this? I don't really want this. It's good for the farm alarm, though. Oh, yeah, we should plant stuff. I don't want to make the farm so big that we have bots yet, though. How big can you make a farm without bots? I feel like at least one of you answered secretly. And not in the comments, but just to yourself. And now you're laughing because I have zero idea. Is it 9? But no, wait, it doesn't matter how many plots you have. It matters the level of the crop, which we don't know unless you look at the game files. So let's just hope that this works. And if it doesn't, then, well, I guess we're fighting a raid. See if we can get 2 at once. Wow, that was magical. Okay, I really am not good at this. How is it not aim where my crosshair's at? What the heck? Okay. Go right there, and... No, the bots are going to destroy my buckets. I already know. I'm going to be like, oh, I have to make another bucket. And now I need plastic, and I don't have a craft bot. I already know what's going to happen. Hopefully my voice isn't too annoying. I have been sick for, like, the last couple of what feels like weeks, probably days, but let's go looting. Let's hope there's no farm bot in that forest. If you want another side tangent, let's talk about the fact that farm bots are called farm bots. Right? So, all of the bots in the game, that you have Green Toad Bot, or Greenie, as I used to call them. Greenie, not Granny. You have hay bots. You have the blue tape bots. Are there red tape bots? Or is that chapter 2 thing? I don't know. And then you have the big red farm bots. And they're called farm bots. And I think that's crazy, because they're all farm bots. It makes no sense. Why are they called farm bots? Why are they not called, like, I don't know, anything else? Like, maybe that was, at one point, the biggest, or, like, that was going to be the boss bot or something. And then they, you know, they've added, can we appreciate, like, how big Chapter 2 is? Chapter 2 is, like, Chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Honestly. They're going to add, like, just off the top of my head, they're going to add trash bots and more tape bots, right? I think they're going to add yellow ones, and if there's not red ones now, then they're going to add that. And then they're going to add all of the other toad bots. So you have the red toad bot, which explodes, the blue toad bot, which can swim, and the yellow toad bot, which I can't even remember off the top of my head. Maybe they haven't teased the yellow one. You have all these bots. You have... There was something else, right? I said trash bot. Yeah, no, there's the little cable bots in the caves, and there's that one drill bot. What in the world? Bro, shh. Calm down. All these bots, right? They're adding more bots in this next update than they added in the entire survival update. Like, I don't think... I commonly forget about the scope of Chapter 2, you know what I mean? Like, it's taking the game out of early access, so they're adding everything else, you know? Instead of adding Chapter 2, and then that's maybe like a couple more bots, and then Chapter 3, which is, you know, a warehouse remake or something like that, over the course of like 2 years, they're taking all that, not telling us about it, and then they're going to release it all at once, and we're going to be overwhelmed with new stuff to do. They're going to add a whole quest system. They're going to add NPCs. They're going to add the baby walk outfit or whatever. And then there's going to be so much stuff. I don't think I realize the amount of hours I'm going to have to take off work just to play this game. I'm taking at least a day off, you know. I think I have to. Oh, look at the world, guys. Interesting. Let's go up there. I need to make a toilet so I can jump off buildings. Yeah, pretty cool overall. Just they're gonna add a lot, you know, and I honestly forget a lot. I get pretty caught up in being upset about them not talking to us, you know what I mean? Like, I even understand setting release dates and then missing them. Right? Because clearly they got some serious scope creep, right? So, like, they said in the last dev blog that early last year, so 2025, no, early 2024? I don't remember. It came out in 2025, the dev blog, but they had some serious issues with performance, big wow, with this game, in the caves, right? They didn't like the cave gameplay. So they had to fix the cave gameplay. Sorry, I got really distracted. But that only is an excuse for the last year or maybe 2 of development. So what happened 2021, 2, and 3? And 4, right? Like, you have all these years that clearly I think they had scope creep. Because at first they kept showcasing all these things with, like, decently frequent dev blogs of stuff they were making and how Chapter 2 would look and everything. And then they're like, oh, actually, this is going to release the game in early access. Or out of early access, I mean. And so now they have all this pressure to make the update perfect. Seriously? They have all this pressure to make the update perfect because it's releasing it into 1.0. So if it's not good, then now the game is released, so they don't have the early access shield to hide behind anymore. You know what I mean? Hopefully he follows me up here. And so, I mean, I can see how it would take forever to make an update. How did you lose track of me, dude? I was right here. Learn how to be a robot. Seriously. No, so it makes sense that they would, take forever. But I what was it the other day? I was thinking of something. Oh, I follow Century of Steam's development. Like, not super closely, but kind of. It's a new game that's coming. You don't have to like trains to understand this, but the developers talk to us. They do very frequent dev blogs, and they post about what they're doing, and they show videos and gameplay, and they talk, and they're engaging with the community. And I think after following Scrap Mechanic for all this time, that is a huge breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? Because Axolot, for all the things they do amazing, their community management is extremely unsatisfying, we'll say. We'll put it like that. Because it's not like they don't engage with their community. Yeah, you're right. They don't engage with their community. I know. I immediately second guess myself after saying that. They used to, right? That's the funny part. So when this game was first made, you can look at their YouTube channel. They released videos a lot about like introducing the lift. I think that was before the game released in like 2015 or something. Introducing the lift, introducing the connection tool, introducing the hammer, I don't know, all that stuff, right? And then they turned it into dev blogs, and you got dev blogs. Here's the survival stuff. Here, you get creative now, and we're going to work on survival, and you get survival in 4 years, which was less time than Chapter 2's taking. That was great, right? You had dev blogs. You had a little bit of that, like, quietness, which they always blamed on not wanting to spoil the game. But at the end of the day, you had something. And so now, going an entire year without any kind of communication at all, it feels really, really cheap and kind of rude. And that's the thing that I get caught up in all the time. Golden chest? Box, that's crazy. I think I might have all the clothes, I don't remember. But it feels exhausting, another garment box, to support this game when the developers come across like they don't care about their community, right? And I know that they do, you know what I mean? But being a supporter of this game, which I will say just means I bought it for $20, but I bought it for a couple other people in my time, but being a supporter of this game for 10 years now, without even realizing it would be that long, is exhausting after you realize it's been 10 years and now you're going an entire year without communication on what's coming. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you're supporting an early access game until it releases, right? You want to support the development. You're like a play tester. You know what I mean? So you're play testing the game, and they're going to keep adding features to it for you to test, so it becomes the perfect product when it releases. And I think Scrap Mechanic will be a perfect product when it releases. I think it'll be amazing. And perfect's a long stretch, right? But I think it's already so good, and it already has so much potential. I think these developers will actually meet the potential of this game, which I can't say for some other games out there. No examples included. I think they will actually meet the potential of this game. I just think it's taking them forever. And I think that their community management could be a lot better. You know, it's pretty dissatisfying. Unsatisfying? Dissatisfying? I don't know. To support a game when the developers are constantly leaving you on red. You know what I mean? And, like, people are reaching out on Reddit and Discord, and they're emailing them and all this stuff, and you can't get a response back because they just don't communicate ever about anything. And then you get a dev blog after a year, and it's like, hey mechanics, we've been working on chapter 2. Here is why it's taking so long, and then we will release more information in the coming months. And then they don't. It's been 6 months, right? So I didn't realize at the time that they said that the coming months meant any time in 2026. I thought coming months. At first, I thought it was 2 months, like a couple, and then I thought it was maybe a few months, right? March, April, May, none of it. None of it. It's June. It's the 1st of June, so they could release something. But it's the 1st of June. We've had no more information after them saying in the coming months they're going to release something. And so it begs the question of what is going on, right? Like, what is happening? If they had a technical snag with the caves, they fixed it, released devblog, whatever it was, and said more information in the coming months, including a release date, then I feel like that implies that the cave issue's fixed, right? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe they're still trying to fix the cave issue. Maybe Chapter 2 is not even going to release this year. It's already June, right? They haven't said anything. All they said in the last devlog was in the coming months they're going to release it. I guess that means, theoretically, you could say legally speaking, although this doesn't have any legal connotations. I was just saying, like, they're releasing the release date in a couple, or in the coming months, which is 2026. Those are the coming months. I think that's the window that they were talking about, 2026. So maybe they're not even going to release Chapter 2 this year. Maybe they're just going to say at the end of this year, hey, mechanics, we are releasing Chapter 2 on May 7th, 2027. And then it comes out next year. It's completely possible, I think. I don't think we should be surprised if that happens. You know what I mean? Like, I can absolutely see that happening. And that's upsetting. You know what I mean? I understand. I'm upset too, trust me. But, I mean, we have already been waiting this long, so I guess whatever, right? I think that they're losing a lot of their community's support by the way that they're treating the community, right? Why are you backwards? Come on, man. Yeah, I think that they had a lot of support right when Chapter 2 released, right? Because, I mean, player numbers spiked to like 42,000 or something like that, if I remember. Maybe even more. But now the game rides at a consistent like 500 players. Peaking every now and then because of whatever. But yeah, it's consistently a very low player count. And it's because they just don't speak, you know? Like, why would you, looking at this game from the outside, right? If it's not someone like me who's been supporting the game for years, so, you know, might as well keep supporting it. Because I actually thoroughly enjoy this game. And I don't think I'm ever going to find another game that I enjoy as much as this one. Looking from the outside, I can see how someone would be like, why would I ever support this game? Like, all of the people that are saying Chapter 2 is never going to release, can you blame them for saying that? Because if you're coming from an outside perspective, it really looks like it's not going to release. You know what I mean? It's been forever since they've said anything. Last time, it was also forever since they said anything. They waited a year and then just said, we're going to announce something in another year. Right? Like, they just don't want it to seem abandoned, I guess. But it definitely appears that way. I don't know. It's just, like, come on, guys. Like, a screenshot. You know what I mean? But I guess at this point, there's not really much they could do to redeem themselves after this, right? They can't just start releasing screenshots now. You know what I mean? They'd have to release an update to gain back the lost support and all that. You know what I mean? Like, they had a lot of support. They didn't talk about anything forever, and now they lost support, a lot of it. And so I don't think they can just go in and release screenshots and make up for it. I think they would have to just continue with this until the update's done, and then afterwards they can start doing updates like that. But then the game's going to be released. I think they're going to abandon this game after it's released, and hopefully they fix everything, and they're going to work on Crew Commander or something. I think that's the name of their other game. Who knows how that's going to go. I don't know. I understand that people are upset about that. But I don't know. I don't think these developers are the type to leave this game abandoned. You know what I mean? In a poor state, that is. I can see them leaving it in a release state and just going to work on other stuff. And then maybe in the future release a DLC, right? But they're a small team. So if they're going to work on another game, then they're going to probably need all of their team to work on it. So we're not getting DLC. But regardless, while there have been developers in the past that have an early access game, they updated a little, and then at some point they abandoned it in a poor, broken state. Cough, cough, Railroads Online. If you know, you know. I don't think Axelot games are going to do that. I don't think they're going to release this game in 1.0 and then not fix stuff that's broken for at least a little while. Because, I don't know, they seem to have a pretty high standard. You know what I mean? Like, this game's had problems. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really crash in survival mode very often. Creative mode, it crashes all the time. But survival mode, it doesn't really crash, which is good. And yeah, like, there's nothing, like, game-breaking, per se. There's, like, you know, scrap mechanic oddities, but we're all used to that now. I don't know. I will definitely continue supporting this game, but I can see why it's difficult, you know what I mean? And even I have a hard time supporting this game sometimes. So, yeah, it makes sense. I don't know, that was a lot, but I think I'm going to end this video here. Dead cow, by the way. That's kind of annoying, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm going to end this video. I've been recording for 35 minutes, so I think that's a good length to just end it at, me rambling while playing this game. And then hopefully at least there's one person who's like, hey, this is really interesting, I want to watch this. So if you've watched, then, you know, applause to you, because that's kind of crazy. Yeah, no, but thank you guys so much for watching today's video. There will be more, I believe. I firmly believe there will be more. And hopefully soon, right? And then hopefully this series, hopefully like tomorrow after this video releases, there's just going to be like a shadow drop of like Chapter 2 trailer releasing June 10th, 2027. Like, that would be crazy. But it's not going to happen. So I know. Don't worry. It's not going to happen. We're going to be in this series. It's going to be day 300. We're still in this series. I'm losing interest like crazy, just trying to keep it alive. I can already see it happening. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, won't we? Alright, yeah. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.